actually had a doctor's appointment, so I do apologise. And I thought I can race back and I can make it, and I didn't make it. So I was like, oh, so you have to excuse my appearance. I've literally just put my hair up in a bun. I've got no makeup on. I look rough. I gained a spot today, just so you all know. Just thought I'd share that information with you. But, you know, we're all human beings here and I like to share the love. And if I'm going to go through it, I'm going to tell you guys about it because it also takes a little bit of the stress off. So, you know, that's absolutely delightful that that's happened today. But it's what happens when you're a woman. They come and go. So anyway, thank you all for joining on the Mums Club. If you are here and you'd like a shout out this morning, do let me know. So I have put a poll up, but the poll is not what it's usually like in the Mums Club. So the poll today is, are you enjoying the Mums Club? And at the moment, I'm really chuffed to say that 94, I'm going to end the poll right there, why it says 94%. It says 95% of you are enjoying the Mums Club, and then it says 5% aren't. So the only thing I can advise to the 5% that aren't is maybe watch something else on telly or something like that, you know, because obviously it's not going to be for everybody, you know. We specifically themed these subjects around people that have got children, grandchildren, someone that they look after who is quite young, and they feel like they'd like to pick up some tips or just share and offload and stuff like that. So it's not for everyone. There are people out there that probably don't have anything to do with any form of children whatsoever, or there probably are people that don't and still enjoy the content, you know. But it's not for everyone. So it is quite specific, to be perfectly honest. But it's nice that the majority of you have been enjoying it, and I'm really glad that I've introduced it. Obviously, this is going to be the last Mums Club that I'm going to be doing because we're going to be, well, for the summer holidays, and then we'll start back up in September, because the whole point of it is it gives parents, carers, nans, granddads something to watch whilst children are at school. So when you're at home and you just finished doing like housework, or I don't know, if you're on a sneaky lunch break from work or whatever, it gives you a little bit of company, community love, you know, a place to sort of offload and chat if you're in that situation. So let's see who we've got. We'll do some shout outs, but hang on, before I do the shout outs, I'm going to tell you what today's is all about. Today we're going to be talking about, drum roll, we're going to be talking about schools out survival tips. So what that means in layman's terms is, obviously the school holidays can be very, very different from when the kids are at school, because when the kids are at school, we get that break. You know, it gives us a chance to do some work or catch up on things, you know, and stuff like that. But when the kids are at home and they're demanding your attention 24/7, it's a different ball game. And 6 weeks is a very long time of that. I mean, we all love our children, of course we do, and we love our time together. But let's face it, it can get a little bit, it can be hard work. I won't say difficult, hard work. It's rewarding, but it is exhausting. It's hard work. So the more tips that we can get to help each other through the summer, I think it's really, really important. So we're going to be talking about that today. So I want to get your thoughts on that as well, on like survival tips, if you've got anything. I'm going to share some of my thoughts, and I've also been doing a little bit of research, and I'm going to share my research with you guys as well. So we've got that. I've also got a little game as well, and I'm also going to read out a few of the comments from last week's Mums Club. So thank you all for joining in. Craig, thank you so much for sending that gifted membership. That's much appreciated. Thank you. Hang on. Ryan Tune has been a channel member for 3 months, is that? Let me just double check, Ryan. Member for 3 months. Wow, those 3 months have gone well quick, haven't they, Ryan? I remember when you first joined. Brilliant live stream, absolutely amazing YouTube channel. I've been a member for 3 months, unbelievable. Oh, I hope that you're enjoying it, Ryan. I really do appreciate your support, and the community love you being part of it. So thank you so much. So let me just read out who we've got and catch up. Like I said, I keep saying I'm going to do it. I start talking about something else. This is me. This is mind brain. See what I'm saying? Mum brain. We've got Penny, we've got Sue Wayne, we've got Beverly Ma, we've got Ben McSporran, we've got Craig Cargill, we've got Joanne FT, we've got Jeanette N. Freeland, Ryan Tune, we've got Eugene McGeever, we've got Karina J, we've got Kitty Mama Lisa, and we've got Tracy Smith, Green King Dog, we've got Corrine Hennessy, Tracy Smith, Naughty Kitty. Have I just said Naughty Kitty, or was that another similar name? The Master Goose is here. We've got Tina Scarlett. Hi, Tina. It's nice to see you on here. I feel like I haven't seen you on a live for ages. So it's nice to see you here. Elizabeth Copland. If you do want to shout, let me know now. We've got Green King Dog, Jay Robinson. Hang on, that's just thrown me off. Beverly Ma is here as well. Hang on. We've got James, Big Adventure and Exploring Channel. Hi, Gabby. Hi to you. Thanks for joining us. We've got Joanne Louise as well. I've said Tracy Smith. I'm sure I've said Tracy Smith. And anyone else? Anyone else for shout out? Teresa is here. 10 seconds. Michelle Butterworth and Daniel Butterworth are here. Yay. Michelle, did you know, I was looking at my analytics the other day and you are my top commenter. Like, I couldn't believe that. I'm waiting for YouTube to, like, do some sort of reward on top commenters or something. But, Michelle, you're number one. Can you believe that, Michelle? Like, anyway, I thought I'd better let you know. So, congratulations. Rosemary Coleman is here as well. Joanne J is here. Joanne, hi. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. Okay, so I think we've got Anna Titmuch. There you are. Hi, how you doing, Anna? I really have to go. Hang on. Oh, no, that's Jay who says I really have to go. Where's Anna's comment gone? Hi, all. Just got home from work. Oh, well, you're just in time. Jay says I really have to go. I'm hopeless. Have a great live, Gabby Mods and our epic friends. Jay, don't worry. I know you've got a job to do, so don't worry. We've got Linda. I can't pronounce your surname. That's a tricky one, Linda. I think school holidays have and always will be at times challenging. It is keeping kids entertained all the time. Yeah, exactly. So let's oh, Kitty, did you just get the membership? Oh, Renee T is here as well. And Ali is here. I think we've kind of caught up. Anyway, I'll do the best to shout everyone out. Do you know what? I'm on my first cup of coffee today. It's my first one because I've been that busy. I can't believe it. First one is always the best one of the day. Ben, have you had your McDonald's frappe yet? Please let me know. I'm dying to get your opinion on it because I know that when, you know, I need a second opinion, Ben is on top form. Ali says, hello, friends. I've been missing you all. Okay, so let's talk about survival tips. So I've got to be honest with you. This is Casper's first year in nursery. And yeah, he's going to be sort of breaking up today. And I haven't actually had to do the summer holidays as such with Casper. Obviously, before he did nursery, it was always at home all the time. But obviously, that he was at a different level then. So I don't really know what's to come as far as Casper is concerned. But I have been through it with Holly. I think I raised a beautiful young lady there personally. But there we go. And I always really, really struggled. And I've got to be honest with you. The problem that me and Tim had in the summer was work. So Tim was working at a radio station. I was working at a hardy camp. And at the holiday parks, I always found that I was working 6 days a week. And sometimes when I was working part-time, it was always the days that were always the inconvenient days because that's the way it works. Smidge, if you pull that camera down, I swear to God, are you going to come up here? Come up here. Smidge. Why are you sniffing around the camera? Why? Because you're going to knock it down. Come here. Okay, I'm sure Smidge is going to come and join us in a minute, just to let you know. So my always biggest struggle with the summer holidays was work. Like, I could never find the correct kind of, like, childcare. And me and Tim were talking about this the other day, and we even put, like, Holly in a 2-day football club, and she didn't even like football because it was the only thing I could find for her to go somewhere so I could go to work. And there were so many occasions when I used to bring Holly to work with me, and I'd be like, I'm doing a check-in because I worked on reception. I'd be like, just sit there with your colouring pad. And I had a really good, like, little work team around me. The girls I worked with were so supportive, and I had like a mum figure that worked with me, and she was always like, just bring her in and, you know, it'll be fine, just, you know, give her some colouring in and she's going to be fine. And I'd be okay. So she'd be colouring in and I'd be trying to work, and then when the boss was about, she'd get Larry, and it was just such a coincidence, and she'd be going, Mum, and I'd be like, oh, God. And then like the boss would be like, Gabby, can I have a word with you? And I'd be like, oh my God, I'm just trying to hold a job down and sort of be mum at the same time. It is so difficult. And the thing is, I'm lucky in some respects now because my mum's retired. So, you know, later down the line, my mum was always very, very handy to have once she retired. But my mum used to work full time, so she couldn't have Holly either. My sister worked full time and she'd got her own children that she's struggling with. And Holly, there's a parcel. Can you get the door? Yeah. Thank you. Sorry, everyone. That really did just make me laugh because I watched the guy come up with the parcel and he put it down, didn't knock on the door and left. And Holly come out and then he looked back and he went, oh, sorry, I didn't think anybody was in. It was like, you didn't even knock. He didn't even knock. It didn't knock. He didn't ring the doorbell. He didn't knock. And even if he had, he didn't wait very long. Even if he knocked and we didn't hear it. Oh, how funny. So yeah, I always found that was my biggest problem. But I did sort of find this football club and I was like, Tim, like we could try this. The amount of times Tim had Holly at the radio station as well. It was a classic. And he was like, look, she's all right with me as long as she's quiet when I'm on air. And I'd be like, oh my God, honestly, we really tried to juggle the best we could. But those 6 weeks were really, really hard when we had to work. But this football club, we sent her there for 2 days and she hated it. And I was like, well, first day she was like, I really didn't like it, Mum. And I was like, oh God. And I was like, why? And I was like, couldn't you just, you know, you might start to like it. You know, you've got one more day of this. You might really, really like it. Open up your mind, Holly. And I'm saying all these positive things to try and make her like football. And she's like, well, I'll go, but I don't like it. And I'd be like, oh my God. And honestly, it was just so hard. Right. Jay, thank you for gifting the membership. I thought you'd gone, Jay. Unless that's old and I'm still scrolling back. I don't know. I'm so busy talking. Anna, thank you so much for gifting that membership. Thank you. That's so kind. Craig, thank you so much. I accepted your invite to the Mod Squad group, but can't access it. Yeah, Craig, I got rid of it because I don't know what I'd done. And I kept doing this with the Mod Club. I kept, without even realising, inviting loads of strangers to the group. And I didn't even do anything. So God knows what has been pressed or activated. But this time I was like, it said, so-and-so has gone into the group. Because you invited her an hour ago. I was like, no, I didn't. You know what I mean? So I don't know what happened there, Craig. So we're going to have to find some other ways and means of a group chat because Facebook is just not working quite right. So yeah, but I'll email you, Craig, anyway. Rosemary, thank you so much. Thank you for years and Tim's vlogs. Love them. Oh, thank you, Rosemary. I'm so glad that you're enjoying them. Anyway, we've got 97 people watching the Mums Club this afternoon. Please hit thumbs up and share the love. Linda says, I always felt guilty even though my daughter was well looked after. Yeah, I mean, I think we talked about this like the other week, mum guilt. You always do as a mum, I think. I think you always do. We do need a WhatsApp group, Ben. Eugene says, there's a summer scheme in Northern Ireland right now. What is that? Obviously for the kids to go to. I don't know much about things like that. You have to fill me in a little bit. That's all right, Kitty. You make that phone call. We'll let you off. Oh, thanks, everyone. Thank you. They're saying I raised a good girl. Thank you so much. So, you know, it's really, really hard. But then if, you know, you haven't got to worry about the work side of it and you're at home with the children, then your next step is, how do I stop my kids being bored? I need to get on with the housework, so on and so forth. I sometimes think that if you've got 2 children in the household, I think it is a winner sometimes. Must be hard work, but they must occupy each other. So that must be a little bit of a blessing. But when you've got like a solo, you know, a child that's an only child and they're on their own, like Holly was when she grew up, and now Casper's going to be, they don't have that extra person to sort of occupy them. So you're like, you know, what can you do in that? So, you know, with Holly, I used to like take her to the soft play, the local soft play, and that was always a winner. We were really lucky because we had a beach on the doorstep. We'd go down to the beach and we'd go for walks. Tim used to be amazing. He used to go on bike rides with Holly. You know, they went everywhere on their bikes. Tim used to take her roller skating. And I remember one day Tim taking her down the seafront, taking her on donkey rides and everything, you know, just because he just wanted to keep her occupied and she wanted to go on absolutely everything. But, you know, the parks and the soft plays are an absolute winner. I mean, you can always try doing a little bit of baking with them. Just go for a trip round to Nanny's house, you know, let them play in the garden around there, just so they get like a little bit of a change of scenery and stuff like that. I think that's quite important. But one of the big things that I think I'm going to be doing this summer is I follow Cooper, and Cooper is like an app that works sort of behind your phone, and it's really good at, like, if you're shopping for something, it'll give you like, it'll flag up like your best price. So say for example, I'm looking for a dress and I see it in sort of New Look or something like that. If I'm going to go and buy it at that price, it'll flag up and go like, no, don't do it, kind of thing. It won't say no, but it'll flag up and it'll say you can get it on ASOS, like £10 cheaper at the moment. They've got a sale on. I'm like, okay, thank you for that. I'm so glad you're running in the background, and I'll do that. But also when it comes to days out and you want to buy tickets for places and stuff like that, Cooper work really well with that, and you can go onto their app and search, you know, days out, and they will find you money off coupons for places, and that saves you a little bit of money. And it's also a day out, wears the kids out, makes them happy, you know, you're getting out the house too, because sometimes just being in the house can be a bit stir crazy. So I'm going to be looking for some money off coupons, and I'm going to do what I can as far as days out are concerned and stuff like that. Ben McSparrow has been a channel member for 90 months. No, I haven't tried it yet, Gabby, but I will soon. Wow, 90 months. Where does the time go? I can't believe that. And now you're a mod. What about that? Anna says, going to make the most of the school holidays as my son is off to secondary school in September. Cannot believe how quickly the time has flown. He's ready. I'm not, lol. Oh my God. Yeah, I remember that with Holly. And you're like, you're not a baby anymore. You're like, oh, yeah, I know what you mean. Vincent Clark is here. Hi, Vincent. Joanne says, I'm self-employed and going to find the summer holidays a juggle, especially with no village, grandparents, etc. to help at all. Husband works long hours. Isn't it hard for people that don't have the grandparents around? Or, you know, some people might not be lucky to have the grandparents because some may have passed on, or some of them just don't live in the area, or some are working. And isn't it really hard when you haven't got that? Like, I feel really fortunate that I've got my mum, but you know, if it weren't for my mum and sort of Holly helping out with Casper, I probably wouldn't have a life at all, to be honest. So I'm really fortunate with that. And mum was great with Holly in the late years when mum retired. But it must be really hard because Tim's parents don't live near us. They live, you know, a good 2 hours away. And you know, they couldn't even help if they wanted to. Do you know what I mean? Because they're just not here. And you know, I've got a really good sister-in-law, and I know that she would mug in and help. But again, she's not here. She's 2 hours away. So it's a bit of a shame. But say my sister's pretty good, but she works in a holiday environment and not on like a holiday camp. And so she's in the same situation I was in way back then. Obviously, she's at a lot higher level than I was at, but she's still, you know, working those sort of hours, which is a bit of a shame. The Master Goose says, I have 6 weeks of grief, single parent, demanding work schedule. I will have a whole head of grey by September. Send wine, preferably red. I feel you. Yes, send wine, red wine. Yes, red wine. I know, honestly, I feel you. And 14 months. Thank you for the support. I feel like I've known you longer than that, though, funnily enough. Michelle says, we are so proud of our eldest daughter as she has aced her SATs. Ooh, and we'll be going to secondary school in September. There's quite a few of you that have got youngsters going up to secondary school. Doesn't it feel like it's just like absolutely flying? Because when we had Casper, a lot of you that are watching, your children were quite young, but obviously Casper's now 3.5. So within those 3.5 years, they've grown up so much, you know, whereas you still look and think, oh, you know, when people talk about their children, that they are a little bit more behind. So anyway, let's have a little look. Yeah, I like that idea. Eugene says you can go for a boat trip in the summer holiday. Yeah, but not a canal boat, right? We're not going on a canal boat. They do grow fast. They grow way too fast. But let's have a look and I'll tell you what the internet says. Here we go. Colour and chat with Joanne. Hi, girl. Love hearing you love hearing from you this summer. Weather is so bipolar. It's a bit up and down, I bet. Joanne, I was just going to say, I got your message the other day and I've got your pictures of you helping out with the animals. So I'm going to show them on coffee mornings. So just letting you know, I've got them. Corrine Hennessy, I was lucky when I was young. It's my birthday in August and would always go on holiday for 2 weeks. And mum would always bring a birthday cake with us. Also went for days out at Southport and Blackpool. Oh, I can't beat Blackpool. Plenty of entertainment in Blackpool for the kids, that's for sure. You might have to, if you get to Pleasure Beach, you might have to do a bit of queuing though. That's the problem with the summer holidays. You can get the theme parks, but the queuing, drives me mad. Tracy Abbott, hi Gabby, my son will be in year 11 in September. Oh my God, that's like the last year 11, isn't it? That's the end. Well, unless it's all sort of terminology is all changed now, but as I know it, year 11 was the last year. Ellie Alcorn is here and says, hello. Luckily, we're both teachers, so around for the holidays, except the holidays are ridiculously expensive peak time. Yeah, I love that about the fact that parents that work in schools, it's a winner, but it's not in that respect. So it's a winner when it comes to childcare in the holidays because you're there and you haven't got to worry about it. But then you've also got the downside, which means you can't go out on holiday in term time. Well, you can't anyway, but you definitely can't if you're a teacher or in the teaching industry, because that's just like, you just can't, can you? It's just wrong. So, you could, but you'd get in trouble. You'd probably lose your job. I don't know. And so you have to pay seriously expensive prices, which probably eats up all your wages that you've been working all year for. And then you're like, what was it all for? So it's a bit of a bummer because Tim's sister works in the school industry, actually in the nursery industry. And we have the same problem with her every year. We want to go on holiday with her, but Tim's like, I'm not being funny or anything, Lucy, but I don't want to pay those prices because we don't need to. We haven't got any kids in school as such. We don't need to pay those prices. We want to go with you, but we don't want to pay them. Tim's like, why don't you just book holiday and come out? And she's like, I can't do that, Tim. Don't you understand? And we have this backwards and forwards situation. And it's so hard because we all want to go on holiday together, but Tim begrudges it. For now, he won't when Casper goes into school, obviously, but he begrudges it, and I totally get that because we haven't got to worry about it. But at the same time, the only way we can get a holiday with Lucy is in the holidays because she's working in the school industry. So it's a tough one, isn't it? It is really, really hard. So yeah, I completely get it. And also my friend Fiona, you probably see her come up in the chat sometimes. She's a dinner lady and she's again working school time. So any time I can meet with her for a coffee is when Casper's not at nursery, because he's at nursery at school time. But I can't meet her for a coffee because Casper just would not, he just wouldn't put up with it. So he would not sit there for a good hour while we gas bag. That's just way too long for him to sit there. So it won't happen. So my friendship with Fiona can only happen when Tim will have Casper so I can go, because we can't meet up when the times are right and stuff. It's a bit of a pain. Tracy says, I need advice. What do I do with an autistic son who is non-verbal? Any advice would be great with what to do with him. I love your channel, Gabby. Enjoy your summer. So, do you mean for in the summer holidays, Tracy? I mean, he still like the soft play and things like that. I mean, the soft play is a good one, even if they're, not sort of talking much. If he's quite active, then the soft play is quite a good one. Are you living close to the coast? Things like that. Anyone got any advice? Please let her know in the chat. Chris King Railway Heritage. I said it the wrong way round. Chris. Chris King, Heritage Railway. Good afternoon, Gabby. Good afternoon to you too. Vera Paul is here. I think you need to change the holiday situation. They could cut the summer holidays a little and give holidays in lieu. Oh, yeah, that would be nice, wouldn't it? But, you know, I don't work in the school industry. I don't get why, what, where, how. All I know is that my problem is getting my son out of school so we can go on holiday a bit cheaper. And to be fair, I'm following a little bit of a story actually on, I think it come up on Instagram, about a couple that have been at court and they're fighting it because apparently their son was autistic and didn't like busy periods. So they went on holiday in term time, been fined, refused to pay the fine. It's doubled. They've refused to pay that. They've gone to court. Court have said, even though your son is autistic and doesn't like noise, you still have to pay the fine because these are the rules. And now they've taken it even further. And I don't know where they're going with this. And I'm like, are you going to pay this fine? What's going to happen? I'm intrigued because I'm totally on their side in that respect. I do totally understand that, you know, it's government funded schools and kids need an education. But there are certain circumstances where I do think it should be how it was in the olden days, where you can just let them out at least 2 weeks of the year, you know, and at your choice, and just put in that note and let it get accepted. Just let them go, let them have 2 weeks, and then say you've had your 2 weeks, done for the year. If you want to go on holiday again, go in the summer holidays, do you know what I mean? But everybody's, you know, parents like mine and Tim's, for example, I do singing, and most of my busy periods are in the kids' holidays, and always have been because we live on the coast. So can't go on holiday because my singing career is sort of through the roof in the holidays, because that's when the holiday camps are in demand for singers. And, you know, and even before singing, it was the same with working at the camp. Oh, good one. So yeah, it's difficult. And I think in certain situations, i.e. their son was autistic, so he can't be around big crowds. And even when we went to Rhodes, because we just come back from Rhodes, probably about a week ago, I don't know, when did we get back from Rhodes? About a week ago. The airport was rammed, absolutely rammed. I was just so glad that Tim had Amex, because it meant that we could go into the lounge. And even then I felt guilty because everybody was like this, like, because loads of flights were delayed. You couldn't move. The airport was so small. And I just thought, wow, if you do have a son that's autistic and can't cope with things like that, what do you do? Where are you going to go so that he can feel relieved, you know? And that was actually in term time. So imagine the summer holidays. So I totally get there should be some allowances. But, you know, I'm not the Prime Minister. I don't make the rules. I should be Prime Minister. I should make the rules, but I'm not. And unfortunately, we're just going to have to suck it up and ride the roller coaster the best we can, basically. Tracy says, have you heard of Little Miracles? There's a place in Peterborough. We have had family fund holidays over the years. Oh, wow. Just got 2 customers now sitting with me listening. Oh, say hi to your customers. Ellie says, we both in education and totally agree the kids should be able to go on holiday during term time. Like you said, give them an allowed week or 2 without a fine. This peak prices are a joke. It's not fair, is it? It's not fair, especially families that are struggling or on low income. It's not fair. And everyone's entitled to have a holiday and go make some memories, because we live so we can create these memories. Anyway, let's quickly go on to the 12 survival tips that I have found online. Now, I found these survival tips from a site called The Real Deal. And actually, it's a really good site, because I was just like going through it, and it's quite good. So go and check it out. I don't know who runs it, so this is not a plug, it's not a sponsor. It's just something I found that might help you guys. But it's got 12 plus tips. So I'm just going to go through them and read them out. So the first one is, and I'll read the little sentences underneath, pace yourself. So spread it out. Don't go in all guns blazing right at the beginning. This is summer holidays. Otherwise, by week 3, you'll be struggling. Find as many free activities as possible and space out the treats across the whole holiday. So obviously, like, if you can, try and plan, get some ideas ahead, and just space them out a bit. Because if you do everything, I think they're just saying, like, if you do everything in 1 week, then by the second week, you'd be burnt out and you could be like, oh, I don't know what else to do with them. And the kids would be like, I'm bored, he did that before. Do you know what I mean? So kind of like steady it a little bit. Next tip is budget it, right? So try and keep costs low as much as you can. And it says set a budget from the start so you don't end up running out of money part way through. Get the kids to write a list of things they'd like to do, though make it clear it's just suggestions so that they won't, and that they might not get to do it all. So get some ideas from the children, have a look, see what's affordable, and make sure that you've got a budget in mind. Otherwise, again, doing it all in 1 week, blowing loads of cash at it, by week 2, there's no money left, can't do anything with you now for the next 6 weeks. So make sure that you do that. Hopefully you're all following me. Next one, know that it's okay to be bored. So if your child is bored, it's all right. You don't have to feel guilty about the fact that your child is bored. I mean, how many times when we were kids were we like, oh, Mom, I'm bored. Do you know what I mean? And we didn't have like devices or anything back then. Let the kids be bored sometimes. You can't fill every waking minute with activities and days out. Sometimes using their own imaginations to create new play ideas can be the best fun. And I 100% agree with that. Like Casper has got a toy garage. Well, it's actually a car wash, but it's like a, you know, it's got this, you know, the road that goes down. So he goes up the lift, goes through the car wash, and then goes down the slope. And he loves it. And today it was so funny. And I walked into the lounge and he's speaking to the yellow car, and he's only got a yellow car for it that fits the actual thing. He's got other cars, but they're not meant to be with the toy. And he was on a pretend phone and he went, hello, yellow car. And he went, it's blue car. And he went, okay, bye, blue car, bye. And then he went like this and he put the phone down. And I was like, oh my God, Casper, you're really using your imagination. And, you know, he was just occupied playing with his car wash and just talking to the yellow car. And he's not talking to the yellow car because he ain't got no one else to talk to. He's using his imagination, you know, and I think that's absolutely fantastic. Bless him, I know, so cute. He gets so cute every day. He grabbed my phone last night. I was taking him up to bed and he started pressing numbers actually on my phone and it said emergency call. And I went, who are you calling? And I grabbed it off him. He went, calling Granny. He went, and I was like, oh my God, can you get any cuter? He's just so cute. Anna says, hang on. I've lost that one now. Hang on. No, that's last week's. Is that last week's? Oh no, here we go. Anna says, my son loves churches. It's a bit of an obsession. So over the holidays, we're going road trips and look around local churches. Oh my God, love that. Exactly, free. It's free to go and look around these churches. You know, it's amazing and very, like you say, educational. I love that. That is a really good thing to do. And I do think, right, churches are quite incredible to look at. So I don't think that's strange for a child to like churches. I think that they're like castles almost, aren't they? So they are amazing. So next tip, schedule downtime and swap. Hang on, what does this mean? Schedule downtime and swap. Okay, I'm just going to read into that because I don't get the swap bit. Plan some down days, you know, film and popcorn. Okay, so indoor days, basically, chill out days, hangover days. Film and popcorn, build a fort. Also, swap days with friends so you get a free day and then they do. Plus, hopefully the kids will keep themselves entertained with their friends. Oh, I get you. Okay, so basically, if you've got friends, say you've made mum friends at school and they've got kids, you can say to your mum friend, I'll have the kids today. And then the kids get to play together. That mum gets a free day and then she helps you out another day. I love that. That's a really, really good idea. That takes a bit of pressure off. You know, if you're happy and your child's at that age where you're happy for them to go to someone else's mum and you feel comfortable, I think that's a winner, isn't it? I like that. Next one, make a bucket list. I thought we already had that. We've worked together to draw up a bucket list of things to do and places to visit. Having a plan gives structure to our week. Otherwise, it would all become chaos. So bucket list, make a bucket list. If you go onto this site, click on bucket list, it'll give you some ideas. So go on there and have a little look. Don't forget me time. Try to factor in some you time for yourself. Send them to the cinema with grandma, or let them go play at friend's house. It sounds like swap time. Have that time to get anything you need done. That sounds pretty much like swap, doesn't it? But yeah, give them to granny. Beautiful, sounds great. Book in play dates. Try to put a few play dates on the calendar with school nursery friends. Try to sort this before school. Send them to grandparents. Stock up on snacks. Hang on, let's see this. Stock up on snacks. Stock up on snacks. Kids are relentlessly hungry. They're especially hungry when they're bored, aren't they? And it can't be quite the shock to see their insatiable? Insatiable? I've never seen that word before. Appetites at work in your home. Away from the daily school provision of food, they are normally used to a hungry child, generally speaking, an angry child. What? Just get loads of snacks in, make them healthy. I'll just sum that up. Remember, a child's home is their castle. Don't feel pressurized to constantly do stuff. Think back at your own childhood and remember, jetting all over the place isn't just exhausting for us, it's exhausting for them. Oh my God, never really thought about it for Casper, to be honest. Surround yourself with other mums. Yeah, so go to the soft play, meet up with another mum there, let the kids play together in soft play. You have a cup of coffee together, keep your eye on the kids at the same time. Winner, you've got some downtime there. And then find time to decompress. Be sure to plan in some me time during essentials. Well, again, a lot of that I think is all kind of like the same thing, kind of repeated a little bit. But if you go onto that app and you click onto it, it will delve into it a little bit more. Laura says, me time is not possible with a 4-year-old and 18-month-old. I get it. But I do remember dreading the break last year, but I actually really enjoyed the slower pace of life for a while. Yeah, because you haven't got to rush to the school run. I will try and think like that. I'd be like, at least we haven't got to go to school today and rush to get ready. Try and think like that, and it might make you feel a little bit better. And we've got a little bit of a game for you guys. And again, it's the same game that we used as last week. So it's going to be real or ridiculous, but it's all going to be based on tips for summer school survival tips. So you've got to guess what's real and what's ridiculous. So let's have a drum roll, please. Drum roll, everyone. Get the drums rolling. Oh, Tracy says car parking in Ely is free, which is really good. Yeah, if you can find anywhere free to car park, going for nice walks is good. Go find somewhere nice to go for a walk, get some fresh air, burn off some steam, get some sun cream on if the sun is shining, you know. Okay, first one. Here we go. The drums are rolling. Real or ridiculous? I love this game. I think this one's a brilliant one. Love it. Okay, real or ridiculous? One of the tips that was either online or is it something that I've made up? This is what you've got to guess. Freeze grapes on sticks and call them summer lollies. Now, is that something I've made up or is it something that's actually out there as a tip for something to do that's been put out there by the internet or other mums and stuff? So have a guess. Hi Hazel, thank you so much for joining us. Hiya. Joanne says it's real. Eugene says true. Tracy says real. Penny says true. Craig says real. Master Goose says think it's real. The answer is it's real. So it's suggested to freeze some grapes, put them on sticks and call them summer lollies. I guess it's a healthy option, isn't it? And it's kind of makes grapes more exciting for kids to eat. But what I will say about that is if you've got younger children, just be really mindful because I think that grapes can be a bit of a choking hazard. So like I won't give Casper any grapes at this point. He's probably at an age where he can have grapes, but I still don't want to risk it. So I've stayed clear of that. But I think give it another year and I probably will. So if you've got younger children, obviously go for it. It's your preference at the end of the day. Just be mindful and just act with caution. That's the only thing I would advise really. And I don't know nothing. I'm not, like I said before, don't say Gabby said or anything like that. That's just my personal thoughts, you know, on that one, just to keep you guys safe. Oh, I love that. Michelle says, getting a family national trust membership has been a lifesaver. So many places to go and things to see. Take a packed lunch. Love it. Look into that. I know someone else that's done that, and you can get some good days out. So yeah, go for it. Next one. Buy a paddling pool and fill it with uncooked pasta for a dry splash zone. Is it real or is it ridiculous? Let me know your thoughts. I'll just repeat it. Buy a paddling pool and fill it with uncooked pasta for a dry splash zone. Take a bloody lot of pasta, wouldn't it? Eugene says false. Tracy says ridiculous. Ben says ridiculous. Craig says ridiculous. Penny says false. The answer is it's ridiculous. I mean, why would you fill it with pasta when you could fill it with water, right? What's wrong with just putting normal water in a paddling pool? If it's a hot day, that's a winner as well. I actually have a paddling pool myself, which I'm featuring in my vlog coming up. Wait till you see it. And at the moment, it's in the garden. The wind has bashed it around all over the place, and it's got ladybirds all over it. What is it with ladybirds at the moment? What is with the ladybirds? Someone tell me. Right, next one. Make them pack their own lunch every day, even if you're not going anywhere. So make them pack their own lunch every day, even if you're not going anywhere. Real or ridiculous? Is it something you should do or something I've made up? Oh, I like that, Linda. Linda says, freeze a banana. That makes a good lolly. Well, yeah, why just grapes? Why not a strawberry? Eugene says true. The Master Goose says real. Craig says true. Great idea. Penny says true. Oh, they're all coming in now. Love it. Yeah, actually it is real. It has been suggested to get your kids to make their own packed lunch every day, even if they're not going anywhere. I mean, at the end of the day, even if you're not going anywhere, they've made their packed lunch, let them sit and have their packed lunch in the lounge or whatever. And they're also learning how to pack a lunch. So it's quite educational. So yeah, actually it has been suggested. Next one. Swap their tablet for a rock and call it nature's iPad. Swap their tablet for a rock and call it nature's iPad. Elizabeth says true. Anna says good idea, winner all rounds. Deborah says false. Penny's laughing. The Master Goose is laughing his ass off. Deborah's laughing. Tina says true. Craig says ridiculous. We've got a little bit of a mix there, haven't we? And I think the reason there's a mix is because we want to get kids a little bit off the iPads and into a bit of nature, but it's actually ridiculous. Nobody has suggested that at all. Swap the tablet for a rock and call it nature's iPad. The kids are just going to look at you and go, what? Even Casper would look at me confused, and he's only 3. So no, it's actually ridiculous. So last one, let's end on this one. Here we go. Have a water fight day, but the twist is the water is actually cleaning your car. Like, thought of that actually. Real or ridiculous? Have a water fight day, but the twist is the water's actually cleaning your car. Real or ridiculous? Deborah says my son would not be amused with the rock, I guess. Neither would Casper. Craig says real. Eugene says false. Joanne says false. Joanne says great plan. Michelle says true. Joanne says true. Tracy Abbott says true. That's a good idea, actually. Very smart. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. And it's actually real. It has been suggested that you have a water fight day, but get the water to actually at the same time clean your car. And I suppose it's a bit of a winner in it. It sort of is a way of making use of the water, isn't it? So yeah, that is the answer to that. I'm just going to read a couple of comments from last week's Mums Club for the people that watched on catch up, just so they can feel a little bit more involved with it. Hang on. Right, so a few comments from last week. Diane Price has commented and said, afternoon, lovey, just catching up on Mums Club. That's a hard topic because we were talking about screen time. For me, because my sons are all older, didn't have mobile phones or tablets back then. They did have TV time after school and had their own TV and video in their bedroom, but I used to let them watch a small amount on weekdays, especially during school time. I did read them stories and they had their own books, but they did like to play more and like playing outside in the garden or park, different times. But I think it's up to the parent, but it's nice to have advice. There are no parenting books, so we can only do our best. I think that's a lovely comment. Thank you, Diane, for your comment there. Roxy has commented and has said, I would never have my kids online. This is obviously referring to the Casper comment. For this reason, they will be protected from the online world, which can be brutal enough even for adults. Obviously, when they're adults, they'll be free to choose for themselves. I think that's a pretty sensible comment, to be fair. Jane has said, hi Gabby, you're a fab mum, fab family, love you all. Casper is beautiful, amazing boy, love watching him grow up. Every child develops different. Don't listen to what people say, enjoy watching you. Tim, Holly, Casper and your mum. Oh, that's lovely, Jane, thank you so much. So that's just a few comments that I wanted to read out. Obviously, I want to let you guys know that I do read all the comments. I might not necessarily respond, but I'll like and heart them because I have read them. Obviously, when you're a channel member, you do get prioritized responses because that's part of the package on being like a channel member and stuff. But yeah, I do read every single one thoroughly, and I appreciate everybody's comments. I appreciate them, even if they're sort of, you know, I wouldn't say negative, but obviously I love the positives, of course. But the ones that, like that one I read out a little while ago, okay, I do have Casper online, do you know what I mean? But I still appreciate that person's feedback because it's not nasty. It's just a thought, do you know what I mean? And things like that I appreciate too, because I think it's just really lovely they've watched and they've just give like their input. It's not bullying. It's not putting anyone down. It's just like, it's entirely up to you. But I personally wouldn't, but you know, we're all different, do you know what I mean, and stuff like that. And I appreciate everybody's comments as long as they're not bullying ones or anything like that. And you know, it really does mean a lot. Everybody that watches, I really, really do appreciate the support. The support I get on coffee mornings is insane, and I absolutely love it. I love the community. You're all amazing. Mum's Club, you've all been really open to getting involved with it and giving it a chance, and I really, really appreciate that too. And I think that we've done 5 episodes before we've now broke up for the holidays. And I think that, again, we've had a good laugh on them and we've helped each other a little bit, I like to think, because at the end of the day, I'm just the messenger. You guys are the community, and it's talking between yourselves where you kind of get some of the answers that you might be looking for, you know, at the end of the day. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this now because I got to get Casper from nursery. I've got to do my mum's jobs. School's out for summer. It is for us today. Today is the last day. Can't believe it. But honestly, I've enjoyed chatting to you all. It's been really nice to have some downtime in an afternoon to actually get to chat to you a little bit more. It's really, really nice. Just so you all know, I will be premiering my video either Sunday or before, so keep your eyes peeled for that. But in the meantime, come and follow me on Instagram, and if you haven't already, like, subscribe to the channel, do that. It is free to subscribe as well, and just get involved and share the love, really. So I'll leave you all there, but before I go, I just want to say a massive thank you to all my moderators. Jay Robinson, thought I'd mention him first on this occasion. Jay Robinson, Andy, Belvedere, Foxy, Nikki, the Master Goose, Ben. I said Craig. Have I said Craig? Sure, I said Craig. So many of you now. I've got 8. I've got 8 moderators. It's too much for my brain. Did I say Belvedere? I said Belvedere, didn't I? Let me do it one more time, just so I get it right. Andy, Belvedere, Ben, Craig, Jay, Master Goose. I've said Ben, and I. Nikki. Who am I missing? Am I missing anyone? Oh, Foxy B. I said Foxy B the first time round though. It's hard. I need a blackboard. Belvedere is 6 people. No way. Well, yeah, he acts like he's 6 people because he's bloody good at what he does, isn't he? You're all amazing. Anyway, take care, everyone. Have a wonderful afternoon. If you're going to do anything this afternoon, make sure that it's something positive. And hopefully you all get through the summer. I'm sure you will. Take care. Bye.